Hi everyone, Major here. Well, it's been nearly a week since Armoured Warfare released update 0.19, and I just thought it was a good time to have a look at the update and give the Major's feedback. So, we'll break it down into a few categories. There's the vehicles, there's PvP, and we'll start with the upgrades, I think. So, with the vehicles, so if we look at little Crab here on the screen, suddenly he's got missiles. While the 30mm cannon doesn't seem to have been affected, its agility has been a little bit affected in my opinion, but then the addition of the missiles has been an absolute bonus. The Weasel, if we go down to the Weasel, all of a sudden the Weasel has lost its cannon and now it's been given missiles. Shame it couldn't have had the cannon as well, but I suppose if we're following real life vehicles, so be it. So we look at the VBL. The VBL, where is it? I've lost it. The VBL now, well, I can't find the picture at the moment in my garage, but the VBL's kept its autocannon, but it's had missiles added. So once again, that's also been enhanced. Artillery. So if you're like me and you don't mind playing artillery occasionally, I have the Paladin and the Palmaria, and I did think I had the 109, but I think I traded that in previously. Well, if you like me and you like to fire big shells, relying on your teammates spotting, you can only do that now in PvE. So if we go down and have a look at the little Foxy at level 6. So the Fox initially had its manually fed 30mm cannon. It now has missiles, which it did have before. But the big thing is, if you look at the ammunition now. So previously I only had 10 missiles, and I think from memory it was under 300 rounds of the armor-piercing 30mm shell. So that's been enhanced. But then some strange things have happened. And we'll just go up to the old M2A3 Bradley. Initially this vehicle was level 6. That's a big leap up into level 8. And the other thing is that I've noticed is firing the 25mm autocannon, the rate of fire is down considerably. Maybe that's a good enhancement because an autocannon will never fire anywhere near as quickly as a chain gun. But having played it now in level 8, you'd have to be a lot more circumspect with your movement and planning your Overwatch moves a lot more thoroughly. Then we've got the BMD4. BMD4, I love this vehicle. It's low silhouette, its power, its punch. It was a level 7 and it's been demoted to level 6. Once again, the rate of fire in the autocannon has been reduced. The missiles are just as effective, and so is the autocannon. Just the rate of fire is down. So, having played this a few times now, once this release has been put out there, devastating. So that's not a bad upgrade. Then we see the release of the BMD2. Dual missile carriers and the autocannon. I only played this a couple of times, but I've got to say I do prefer my BMD4. But maybe I just need to get used to the vessel. So, here's the little Weasel. So the Weasel, it was up in level 7 with its chain gun. With this autocannon. Now it's been demoted to level 5, only with its, I think it's a tow missile. Let's see, nope, forgotten. come back to in another video, maybe one just about the Weasel. And the big one, the big daddy of changes for me, was I loved this tank when it was a Mark V, and it also had heat rounds. Now it doesn't. It only has the 120mm APDS or the Hesh, the Squash, which, you know, unless you want to try and take off someone's track or maybe destroy a few modules, it's not going to kill a vehicle for you very readily. And also, with it being the Mark X, this was the last in the line prior to the first challenge, or the Challenger 1 replacing the Chieftain. Chieftain Mark X handles, from what I've read, like a real Chieftain. It's a bit sluggish, a bit slow, and having lost those heat rounds, far less effective than what it was. And then we've got a few appearances, a few new appearances. So if we go all the way down the bottom, PT76, which I played about 4 games in and got rid of. Got the Type 62, which if you didn't know any better, it looked very much like a just a post-World War II Soviet tank. And then you got the Scimitar. Haven't played this one as yet, but once again, that was a freebie from Obsidian, so thank you. Same for the T55, haven't had that one before. And the T92 light tank. If you have a good look at this, quite an odd looking little beast, and I haven't taken this out for a run as yet either, but maybe that might be worth a video all on itself once I've had a few plays with it, going for a run around the park with it. Then you've got the retrofits. So if we go back up, I'll use the Chieftain as a good example. So I'll go to upgrades. Oops, wrong one. There we go, hit the right button. Alright, so most of us, and this is an assumption, so don't yell at me on Facebook or on comment section if I'm wrong, but most of us, especially as noobs when we were starting out, probably would have clicked the armor upgrade for hull reinforcement. That's now gone. You can reinforce the ammo rack as seen here, and you've got 2 versions of it, one more expensive than the other. And the optics is now available for most vehicles. And some other, in the mobility section, improved turret drive. That's another new one as well. But another great change is the accessibility of PvP. I don't know about you, but I don't live in Northern Europe, and I don't live in North America. So when I first decided to try this game, I had to flip a coin to decide whether I'd play on the European server or on the North American server. And it came up tails, so I went for the North American server. So that means peak time in the North American playing market is not going to be peak time in Australia. So I think until this version 0.19 came out, I'd played 12 games on PvP, where sometimes I'd have to sit for 15-20 minutes to try and get a game on PvP. So one of the things Obsidian has done is introduce the skirmish mode, where if there's insufficient people on the server to have a 15x15 game, they've then reduced it down to a 10x10 or a 5x5. And hasn't that made a difference? It's made accessibility for those out of the European or the American servers to at least experience it a lot more easier. So hats off to Obsidian, that's a great move. And then a couple of comments on some of the maps. Now, I think with friends online yesterday, I think I played 18 games. We managed to score 1 map, which was Raid Party. What a great map. And given the size of the map and some of the objectives that you're expected to achieve, there's a little bit more strategic and tactical playing that's required. Now, if we're honest, we all probably need to accept that Armoured Warfare is a first-person shooter. But obviously in this upgrade, I'm assuming, or my impression is that Obsidian have tried to go a little bit more tactical. Nice Australian flag there. Now you know where I'm from. So if they continue down that path, hopefully they'll be able to get more players to leave World of Tanks and come over to Armoured Warfare, which also means for us established Armoured Warfare players, there'll be more people online, which means it'll be easy to get onto a PvP game at different hours, regardless of what time zone you're in. So that's about it for my thoughts on this upgrade. Might have more to say down the track in other videos. But for now, that's it. Major Muck Up, over and out. Get back to me, leave comments if you wish. Bye for now.